Hey everybody, and welcome to the Block Party, where we usually go over everything nerdy stuff. I'm your host, Captain Zeus, and today we're going to go over all of the Easter eggs that we found in this previous episode of WandaVision, episode 7. So if you have not seen this latest episode, spoiler warning, spoiler alert for anyone that has not watched it. And if you have watched the episode and want to see all the Easter eggs and stuff you may have missed, stay tuned right after this intro. Now, to start things off, when you watch the intro and the recap section, you do notice that Wanda's voice seems to get more depressing as the series goes on, but you really hear it in this episode where she's very down in the dumps from what it sounds like. So that's one thing some people may have just have go over their head. Her bedspread, the pillows and the blankets and whatnot, has a lot of hexagons on them, which the hexagons seem to be a very reoccurring thing throughout this entire series. When she does get out of bed, when she's trying to get out of bed, she's still wearing her Scarlet Witch costume from the previous episode, which was a Halloween episode. Later on, she goes downstairs to get some cereal, and the cereal itself is a reference to Infinity War because it is called Sugar Snaps. Infinity War had the big snap that was the cause of most things that happened later on. On the back of that box, there was a maze surrounded by a bunch of clowns and a circus. Could have been a reference to how she turned Sword into clowns and made them look like fools and, basically made them look like a circus. As she proceeds to eat the cereal, there is a radio station / news station kind of going on in the background, and you do hear that the station's name spells out her name. It's WNDA, or Wanda for short. The milk carton that she has does seem to change from a veganish milk, like the almond milk substitute, all the way down to the vitamin D 2% milk. On the back of it, there is a missing child on there. We don't know who that is or what the significance of that is, but there is that missing child on the back of the milk carton, which you may have missed. In the intro and the entire episode itself is going to be based off of like The Office and Modern Family and Happy Days. Those kind of shows is typically a theme for this episode because of the decade that it's trying to portray as. The license plate in this intro, when it goes over to her name, is Stan Lee's birthday, December 28th, 1922, or 12/28/22. Now, on one of the scenes right after, or one of the panels after that, it's really one of those you miss it moments. But it says, "I know what you are doing, Wanda," in the intro. We don't know who that is. From our theories, it could just be Mephisto. It could be Agnes. We don't know. But that was also in the intro, which everyone may have missed. Later on, you do see Hayward talking to one of his lackeys, and they are outside the hex with a full zoomed out picture. You do see the hex itself is in the shape of a hexagon, as we know, but it is in the 3D form. So it's a hexagon kind of deal. Then we cut back to Wanda talking to the kids and Agnes. Agnes does say she did bite a kid once. In the comics, there was, in one iteration of her, she actually ate a kid due to various reasons, but that's a little nod there. Then after that, she does say she had a suspicious mole on her back. Could want to take a look at it. Most witches that we know or have been depicted have moles on their backs. So that was kind of like an obvious nod, letting you know, hey, she's a witch. I mean, we've all kind of known it throughout the series due to the heavily implied things that they're putting in there, but that just kind of like put the icing on the cake, basically. We do find out through Darcy sending Wu the email that Hayward was trying to bring Vision back online and was not trying to decommission him. This was confirmed in the email address, which he kind of already knew because he was tracking him and wanted that vibranium body back for Sword. Hayward also, in that email, it was confirmed that Hayward was the one that sent the email to Vision in episode 5. Now, Monica does talk about how Hayward wants his sentient weapon back. This could be a possible reference that they want to use Vision's body as the base or the model for Sentinels, which in the comics, as most people know, are mutant killers, essentially. I mean, depending on which iteration you're going with there. You do see, after they pull up to the location of which they have arrived, the sword emblem on the sword vehicle that they have on is a bit of a more classier look. It's not the typical sword logo that we've seen throughout the series. It looks like it's an older one, a classic style. So that's something you may have just missed. It's one of those you just got to kind of look closely to. Darcy, as we move on, Darcy talks about she'll go on a date with Vision but she's having a lobster. That could be a possible reference to the fact that there was a lobster being involved in the whole date scenario for the anniversary in episode 1. As the episode proceeds, Scarlet Witch, or Wanda, is talking to the interviewer, as the Office style, and the interviewer responds back and is telling her, "Do you think this is what you deserve?" Which kind of seems suspicious because a lot of things are falling apart, so it could be something negative. But a fun fact there, the interviewer herself was indeed the actress of Agnes. We kind of know that she was indeed the one portraying everything, but she was the one that was actually asking the question. She was the one there. They just altered her voice a little bit. When we get to the commercial, they talk about the drug, the Nexus. Fun fact for you guys, in case you don't know what the Nexus is in the comics. The Nexus is two things. One, it's a cross-dimensional gateway, which provides a pathway to any and all possible realities. So that's also a huge thing, especially with this being the starting point of the madness in the multiverse event, essentially. Now, there's also the possible reference of the Nexus beings, who are beings that are watched by the TVA, the Time Variance Authorities, to be aware of any temporal changes that the Nexus may cause to the time stream. As we know, Loki has a run-in with the TVA and is taken into custody through them. So since that's already essentially confirmed, this could also be another reference to that, saying that yes, we all know Scarlet Witch is one of these Nexi or Nexus beings, such as well as Loki, who are not affected by these realities. Now, the drug itself contains Nexyl promicide, which doesn't necessarily have a meaning itself except for the side part, because that is literally the definition of killing. What are they killing? I don't know, but that's something that we will probably find out later on. Agnes does take into custody the twins to go babysit at her location, which is very old looking. She does realize that the twins have power while she's in contact with the bunny. She realizes this when Billy tells her that her mind is empty, like there's nothing in there. She's very quiet. Her mind's quiet. And as she realizes this and looks into both of the kids, she realizes that they both have powers at that moment, which is why they disappear later. The flowers in front of Agnes could possibly be the Wendigo Everbloom flowers, which is part of the origin of Sparky, since those were in the bushes from whence he died. It was moited. Later on, we do see that Monica is split into different spectrums, or different versions of herself, but then she brings herself back together and does activate her powers that we kind of already knew were there and blossoming due to Wanda altering her genes or altering her coding. But she definitely has her powers in this episode for sure. She does wear her classic Spectrum outfit in the comics, and that is also her sword outfit. So that was a definite nod there to let you know she's not just going to be a minor person or a back character. There is the Presto delivery service with a rabbit on it, which is an obvious classic magic reference because most magicians will say Presto, getting rid of the rabbit or pulling it out of the hat. This is not really an Easter egg. This is just a fun little tidbit. Yo, Gabba Gabba. That's on. Didn't know that show was still around at this time, 2025 or whatever. But yeah, as we get towards the end of this episode, we go down to the basement. You do see a demonic-looking skull there, which is obviously hinting at something much more evil and demonic afoot there. And there's also a winged creature in the background. Can't really tell what it is. It could just be like a vulture. It could be various things, maybe a mythical creature. I don't know. Not too sure, but that's something that I'm sure you guys do know or could speculate about. Now, you do see the scene of the book that is there glowing a little bit gold there. That is the Darkhold book, which was missing from Doctor Strange. Another connection to Doctor Strange to tie in this entire madness in the multiverse situation going on here. Now, you do notice that Agnes's magic is purple. One, when she uses it, and then takes control of Wanda. And then later on, you do see that she takes control of Monica, supposedly as well. Now, when we get to the whole Agnes intro, you do see when she's levitating down, her costume does appear on the bottom part of her, which teases that she will be in her comic accurate costume as her witch outfit. Her intro is based on the Munsters, by the way. The actress of Agatha is the female vocalist for this theme song as well. And this is not an Easter egg either. This is just something that's just sad. Agatha confirmed killed Sparky, similar to how she did in the comics, which is very depressing because Sparky was such a good boy. And then at the cut scene, the post-credit scene, we all find out that Pietro is there to be still going on. Two things happen in that scene. One, when Monica's looking through the door, you do see a shadow that just speeds through that window or past that window. Could just be Quicksilver speeding Gonzalez and around there. Could just be that there was another third party inside that building as well. Now, afterwards, when Pietro comes into contact with Monica, you do see her eyes glow purple. Could indicate that she's become under control of Agnes as well. We don't know. I know we went through this a little bit fast here. There wasn't as many Easter eggs as we found in previous episodes, but that's just because there was so much more going on. In case we missed any, which I'm sure we have, let us know in the comments and tell us the ones that you have found or your thoughts on the Easter eggs that we have found here. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe and check out all of the Easter eggs from the previous episodes. We have a bunch of other stuff there. We have the post-credit scene for that episode up. We have some trailers, the Yo Magic commercial, and then we have some previous podcasts there. This Thursday on the 25th of February, I will be streaming a WandaVision theory live stream on Twitch, and I'll have the link to my Twitch in the description below. But come in, tune in there, and see. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on the series so far, since the last 3 episodes are coming up. And let's exchange theories and see what we're thinking, see how this is going to go down. We got 3 episodes left, most likely an hour each, so we'll just have to find out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn that notification button on to let yourself know when we're going back up live, and catch you guys in the next video. See ya.